And Susan, a real deluge of rain overnight in many parts of the country.
Oh my goodness, Ben, wasn't there? If you're wondering just how much rain fell, a month's worth in some parts of eastern England in a matter of hours. And it's still raining now across northern England and eastern Scotland. And our weather watchers are sending in reports like these. You get the picture. This rain is disruptive.
Good afternoon. Well, that heavy rain, of course, has cleared away to the east. First thing this morning, this was in Hammersmith. You can see the hangback of cloud, but it cleared into this blue sky. That's from weather watcher Marzi. And also from Surbiton Sue down in Tolworth, you can see a bit of blue sky. And we're seeing quite a few sunny spells now.
There has been flash flooding in many parts of the UK after torrential rain overnight. In some places, it was up to a month's worth of rain, which fell in just hours. Well, in London's Knightsbridge, shops and offices were hit by a massive deluge. Many couldn't reach work, and motorists took risks navigating waterlogged roads. There was flash flooding in Pontypridd. The Fire and Rescue Service in South, Mid and West Wales said they'd been inundated with calls for help. And this is the centre of Newcastle. Passengers were advised to delay travel after many services were suspended. Well, let's get the latest on the weather from Darren. And for many people, that heavy rain has continued through the day.
Yes, it has, but we're going to go from one extreme to another, Sophie. I'll use Newcastle as an example. Together with the rain that we've seen falling today, it was only 11 degrees for much of the day. Move things on, though, to Thursday and Friday. Not only is it dry, we've got temperatures reaching 20 degrees.
This is what greeted people in Knightsbridge this morning, just one of the areas in the capital hit by flash flooding after a month's worth of rain fell in just a matter of hours, also bringing disruption to the transport network. As our environment correspondent Tom Edwards reports, London is being warned to expect more extreme rain in future.
Knightsbridge in central London, and a firefighter helps a pupil through water this morning as more flooding hit the capital. The waters got into this restaurant as businesses here struggle to keep out the deluge.
The water's pouring through the ceiling and the lower ground floor. It's pouring through, I think, other shops, not our shop. And as you can see, it's gone into the shop as well on the ground floor.
I just got here as quick as I, got some wellies on the way, got here as quick as I could. And then, as you can see, it's quite a disastrous site here. The whole of the shop is completely covered in mud. We had 4 to 5 inches of water.
This was the A3 in Kingston, where cars were submerged, and the tube and the overground were also affected. Just a few weeks ago, we reported on more floods in the capital. This was Hampstead. And experts say a warming climate means London is seeing more and more of this kind of extreme rain. Last night, nearly 4 centimetres fell in just an hour in a very localised area.
Now, did you sleep through that very noisy rain last night? An inch fell in an hour at St James's Park. Sally's here. Did it wake you up, Sal? You look like you've had your beauty sleep uninterrupted.
You charmer. Well, I can't actually remember. It sort of reminds me of when you put a baby to bed at night and you wake up in the morning like, did I feed that child in the night? Because we're just so confused. But I think I did wake up. But anyway, we've got some pictures of the flood waters. This is the A3, and these pictures were taken by Richard Gaisford as he's trying to get into Good Morning Britain. And then the next, on pretty nasty driving conditions, this is the A4 to the west of London. Not very pleasant at all. And then the next ones we've got are of Knightsbridge, where shops and buildings were flooded. There are also delays on the road and the tube and the overground as well. Now, the Met Office, as you said, recorded 26 millimetres at St James's Park, so that is an inch. Putney, that was in an hour. Putney overnight had 44 millimetres, and it is the 5th of October, Geraint, and we've already had 60% of our average monthly rainfall by the 5th of October. Now, climate scientists are telling us things are going to get warmer and wetter in the winters, hotter and drier in the summers, and then we are going to have to expect more extreme rainfall. So I spoke to a flood risk specialist earlier called Simon Crowther, and he gave me his assessment of last night.
It's not good. It's only a couple of months since we last saw extensive flooding in London. It really shows how susceptible London is to these intense rainfall situations we're having, where a lot of water falls really quickly. And with there being so much hard standing area in London, there's nowhere for the water to soak into the ground. Then the streets and shops and homes become flooded.
I never even asked, did it wake you up?
I didn't. No, it didn't. I slept right through.
You sleep so
happily.
purely. And hopefully we'll all sleep well tonight with a quieter night. Let's take a look. Well, after all that torrential rain came the glorious sunshine this morning. There we go, look at that. And then things started to cloud over a bit. But this evening overnight, we'll see things start to clear, turning chilly. And then tomorrow, a really lovely day, certainly the morning, nice and sunny for us. And it's going to warm up over the next few days, with Thursday probably being the warmest of the bunch.
And with that, time for a check on the weather. Kate, who's also got an allotment. I just found out.
Fairly waterlogged, I would imagine, after last night's rain. Now, for today, it had stayed rather unsettled, but thankfully tonight the rain isn't going to be as heavy as last night's. Now, this was that rain clearing away this morning. You can see behind it, fairly decent, at least for a time, but it's swirling around towards the north of the UK and feeding in that northwesterly breeze. And it's that northwesterly breeze which has brought the showers. Now, this was, sadly, a picnic area in Tottenham earlier, fairly unusable, despite any sunshine we had today. Actually, when we had the sunshine, it was really very pleasant. This was down in Surbiton a little earlier on this morning, but also some showers. These showers have been frequent, like I said, blown through on that northwesterly wind, and this is them through this afternoon. They have been fairly frequent, some of them heavy, but that northwesterly, we've had gusts of up to 30 miles per hour. They've been pushed through fairly quickly.
A very good evening to you. A mixed setup to end the day, but an improvement for many of us within the next 24 hours. We keep the rain across eastern counties, quite gusty winds here. Elsewhere, sky is clearing and the brisk winds will be easing.